This episode is brought to you by The Guarantors. Facing rising renter fraud? Don't let fraudulent applications compromise your financial stability. The Guarantors provide a safety net that protects your rent roll and minimizes bad debt. Why risk it? Talk to The Guarantors and secure your property's financial health. Visit theguarantors.com/multifamily today.
Why is it that people believe stories over facts? You've probably seen this millions of times. You can remember some of the best stories ever. Or if you sit down and you have a conversation with somebody, you tend to remember the stories they tell you versus the facts. If someone were sitting down across from you and they were just telling you things like 39% of this and 46% of that and fact by fact by fact by fact, you probably would not remember, or at least you wouldn't remember a lot or retain a lot from that conversation. Now, if that same person couched all those facts and those stats in stories, you would very likely remember the stories and thereby probably remember the facts that were attached to the stories. The reason is this thing called vividness bias. Vividness bias. It is where you have this emotionally loaded conversation, this emotionally loaded narrative that includes or it has facts embedded in it. It is because of that vividness bias that you remember those things, because it becomes emotionally loaded in nature. So it's not that facts don't matter. Facts very much matter, and we need to communicate facts. But anytime you want to communicate facts, it's better to do it in story form. It's better to come up with an anecdote that is germane or that fits well with the stats that you are attempting to communicate, because once you tie it to the story, you create that emotion in others and you lay those facts in there, you can get people to imbue them in their mind a little more easily. So that's a recommended approach, right? Start with emotion. Start with the idea that you want to get people charged. It's like going to church. For those of you who go to church, they start the service with music. 2 or 3 songs, whatever your style is. It could be amped up music, it could be rock and roll flair, it could be whatever, but it is all done to prepare the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul to receive information. In this case, in the church, it could be whatever religion it is, right? Before they seat those beliefs in you, they get you charged up with music. It's no different in business. You think about anecdotes, you think about stories that get people charged up, get people excited, get people in emotion, living in emotion, standing in emotion, and then you insert those things that you want them to remember in the story. And to the extent you're a very good storyteller, you can get those things imbued in people's mind, and you get the knock-on effect where people go and tell those stories. They repeat those stories in your organization. So if you really want to get something flowing through the organization, do it by way of story. Tell really good stories that are easy to repeat, that have facts in them, and you will get things to spread in your organization very quickly. You get something to spread in the company very quickly. You just tell lots of really good stories laced with lots of good facts that you would like people to make application of, that you like people to talk about. That's it. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.